forget man-made religion in this conversation. Church is the people, and you guys care about the people. You're letting it be known that there's others that love you out there, and that we're all moving forward to try to love one another and make the world a better place. And I thank y'all for that.
Thank you for your input. Thank you for sharing with us. And you say something really important right there. It was this awakening, and I think that really fills my heart, because when you say that through the call, through the teaching, through the lesson, you were able to be motivated to go and look out for this information, and then to have this deep conversation with your wife, and start experiencing and living life from a different perspective. I guarantee that not many couples do what you just say. Not many couples go and sit down and they just talk about life, because they got caught up into the routine, into the whole routine every single day, doing the same over and over. But having that moment of awakening and bringing a different perspective into their life, that's what is self-actualization. That's what it's all about. Thank you so much for sharing that, Stephen.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Hey, John and Lefford, do you have anything else, guys?
Well, I just want to say thank you, Fabio, and myself, for bringing it strong on these lessons, man. I'm impressed. I love teaching, but I think I love learning more when I can sit back and just dig into the words of people that are passionate about what they do and have a strong belief in growth and helping. So I just want to lift you guys up and keep you guys in prayer, because I know that you're going to keep feeding us. And I just pray that the Lord touches you in the right way so that you bring it to us and you bring it to us well. So thank you. I appreciate what you do.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your prayer. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for making me part of this team, this group of people, and I appreciate you big time. And same goes to John, same goes to Misael, and same goes to you, Stephen. Thank you so much for being part of this movement that we are creating. We are really making a difference in the world. Believe it or not, we're making a difference.
Yeah, I think Lefford couldn't say it better. I mean, thank you for the opportunity to share, and I appreciate each of you. And thank you again for a great lesson to start the second module. Looking forward for the second lesson that is going to be available tomorrow.
Nice. Yeah, it's gonna be a great lesson. I can tell you that, guys. It's gonna be a great lesson. And one of the things that I want to tell you guys is yesterday I got to see John after I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks. I haven't seen him, but it's so good to see a friend when after so long and feel rejuvenated. I feel like that energy comes back and reconnect with you. And it was good to see you yesterday, Johnny. It was good to reconnect again and to get to talk like a face-to-face, man. We had to do it more often. Thank you so much, man.
Yeah, thank you. It was really nice.
Yeah, we're going to have to get on a call later, John, because we've been talking about everything else, but I want to get the download on that great opportunity and the transformation that you were a part of down in Costa Rica. That must have been huge.
It was amazing. We have a couple minutes before we finish with the call, but it was a group of 250 coaches in Costa Rica. The foundation trained 300 interpreters to work with us, but basically 250 coaches train 15,000 people. And within the next 2 months, that 15,000 will be equal to 10% of the population in Costa Rica. And 10% of the population of anything, fishes, dogs, cats, cows, people, is a change. It's a change. When you change it's a change. And the foundation is called Transformation Costa Rica. And the main idea was to go and transform life, basically teaching values like forgiveness, attitude, simple values that we left for granted. And let me tell you, I thought I was transforming people, but I got transformed. It really impacted me. It really, see how people, the attitude of the people change within half an hour. Seeing people crying just because they read something on the manual that it was deep. We have a 12-month program where we want to bring somebody to break their invisible boundaries. But with each lesson, we are raising our awareness. We're going, we start knowing ourselves. When Lefford mentioned 20 minutes ago about the coaching partnership, Lefford had all the tools available for him. The difference is that sometimes we're not playing to win. We're playing not to lose. And we are our biggest obstacle. And when he was able to realize that he needed to play to win, he started doing things different. Now he has a book, he had a CD, he has more speaking engagement than before, and anybody can do that when they switch, when they change the game. So in Costa Rica, I'm still getting calls from people in Costa Rica asking me to do something more and thanking me for the hour that I spent with them. So it's really going back to basics, like we're doing in this program, and taking somebody to a path of knowing yourself, to be more, to do more, and to get more.
Wow. Steve, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, you need to get on a call with Mr. John and have him on your show, because the brothers that you're hanging with, not only changing lives in our country, changing lives around the world. And as I said before, you are the average of the 5 people that you hang around the most. Who are you hanging around with? And I'm going to drop the mic right there because I'll start another sermon if I'm not careful.
Hey, I'd like to hear it. So, yeah, John, I'll reach out to you. We'll get something scheduled. But, hey, can I share something with y'all really quick? I know we got to stop in a second.
No, take your time. Go ahead, my friend.
Okay, thank you. Well, I've been thinking this the whole show, and I just never said it out because other things were being said. But I think part of the key to everything we're talking about is when you're walking in faith, you have to know that you're prepared to accept the consequences, even if they're very bad at the moment. You can't fear the failure. And in other words, you got to look at the big picture. That's Fabio. That came out in the show, really big time with Fabio. You've got to keep your eye on the really big picture. And you cannot be afraid if you lose, if you fail because you're doing the right thing. You haven't really failed. You'll get back up. Okay, you got back up. So when I was in college, I was. Hey, I'm older than you guys. It was 40. Whoa, it was over 45 years ago that I was in college. I graduated. Gosh, yeah. So, but anyway, I had a friend from Guatemala. I'm only thinking this right now because you talked about international things that y'all are involved in. So Eduardo Perez was from Guatemala, and so he was in Richmond, Virginia with me, and we were all part of the same karate school. But Eduardo Perez was a good time guy that loved to party and have a good time, and he couldn't speak very good English, and he drank a lot. And he people used to say, hey, you need to be careful. Ed wants you to go hang out with him, but we might not be able to find you for a couple of days if you go hang out with Ed, because Ed was known to quit jobs and just, he just went in it wherever way the wind swayed. He lost a lot of construction jobs because he just wasn't able to remember that he was supposed to go to work for a couple of days. You got the picture. Well, I heard a couple of years ago that Ed had become a pastor. And I couldn't believe that Eduardo Perez could have become a pastor with his the thing about Ed, though, Ed was the most loving, fun guy to be with. He had a smile. His eyes were always sparkling. I loved Ed. We had good times together, but I never went with him for too long because, I wanted to come back. Anyway, Eduardo Perez reached out to me in Facebook Messenger about 2 weeks ago. And I got to tell you, you talk about a changed life. Eduardo Perez sent me pictures of his wedding, his wife, and the one that touched my heart the most, though, is that he's in a hospital of children with cancer. And it looks like Jesus among the lepers. He's got all these kids, and he's got his hand praying over one of the kids. And he just tells me, he said, Steve, I go into hospitals with children that have cancer, and I minister to their parents. And he says, there's much work to be done. And so that inspired me. And me and Ed have been corresponding for the last couple of weeks, sharing each other's testimonies and things. And I'll be honest with you, Eduardo Perez's changed life, his transformed life, is as powerful as any transformation that I've witnessed. And it brings tears to my eyes just thinking about Ed, that's where he ended up in his life, just serving the Lord and loving people like that. So I just wanted to thank you all for doing the same thing that Eduardo Perez does.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that story, Stephen. I think that shows you that we all have the opportunity to become, to be and do and have more in life. And imagine that he's transforming and impacting life from someone that nobody could have imagined, right? And it's the same thing to all of us. I'm pretty sure that a lot of us have people in our lives that maybe never would have bet on us, and now they see something different. I have my own story for that, and one time I will get to share with you guys. But we all get to be what we want to become. We all are capable of becoming that. So thank you for sharing that. And I guess we are almost over with the call today, right, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
11:03.
Yeah, we'll be done. I actually got to bail out. I'm heading to Florence, South Carolina, because I'm competing in the division Toastmasters contest. So wish me luck. So see if I can become the world champion.
Yes, you will, my man. You will.
Wait. Let me. Can you repeat that again, please?
I know what you're doing, John. I said wish me luck because I got my people around me. Maybe I'll become world champion. The reason I won't be world champion this year is because the district contest is going to be between the 19th and the 21st of April. And I got a little something I'm going to be doing in South Dakota. So I'll get it next year, John, not this year. But just wish me luck that I'll win it today anyway. And I'll graciously accept it. How's that?
Nice.
I
love that.
Hey, Leffert.
Yes, sir.
You already have won in my mind. So however those medals and awards are given does not matter to me because you are the world champion.
Nice.
Well, thank you, brother.
You are.
Much love to you guys.
World champion. All right, man.
Beautiful.
All right, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tim.
Thank you, and I will see you guys in next call. Have a good one. Have a blessed
All right,
weekend.
you too. Thank you very much, y'all.
All right, take care.
Oh, wow. I loved listening to that. John, I loved it when Leffert, the guy that's never down, the guy that's going to be the world champion, speaker, because he is, because Leffert's amazing. We are so blessed to be part of Leffert's world. But John, Leffert said that you got him straight and that he was procrastinating. He wasn't really getting it done, and that you talked to him. And he actually wrote Chief State of Mind and put out the CD set that's phenomenal. I love it. Everybody should get that. Leffert Fate's Chief State of Mind. I think it's available probably on Amazon by now. What was it like to be able to have Leffert take the message from you? He received it very beautifully from you.
Well, Steve, the secret, and I'm going to tell you, only to you, I'm going to tell you the secret. I hope anybody else is not listening. But small actions create huge